Liverpool have lost another game, this time 3-0 to Wolves. Now, granted, you're not going to win every game in the Premier League, but going into this game, this was a Wolves side who were in the bottom three of the whole league. This is also a Wolves side who don't score many goals. In fact, they've scored the least amount of goals than anyone in the whole league. They'd only scored 12 goals going into this game. They have now got a quarter of their goal tally for the whole season against us. They have slapped us up. They have embarrassed us 3-0. And we are showing no too little improvement every game we play now. Something needs to change drastically. For me, I'm Klopp him for everything he's done. And also, I don't think you'll find any manager better than him in the world, really. There's not many, unless you're going to take like Guardiola or Ancelotti. Like, you're not going to be able to pluck those from other sides. So Klopp, I think, is the best man for the job. But he has got to pull something out now, because I can't just blame the players every time. We'll get onto them. They were diabolical, a lot of them. But something needs to change. It's either one or two things, really. Either one, they're just ignoring him. They've had enough. I don't know what for, but they're ignoring what he's telling them to do. Or two, the tactics are poor, because we went into the season with a stupid 4-4-2 formation, which didn't work. We then changed it back to the 4-3-3, but again, nothing seems to be working there. So I don't know what he's telling them going into games. What is going on? What is going on? We are the... You know what? There was a period for about 10-15 minutes into the second half, early in the second half. I thought, this looks more like it. This looks like the Liverpool I'm used to seeing. At a lower level, not as good as we were, but we looked pressing high. The width was good. We were zipping it about a tiny bit. But then if I really think about it, they were 2-0 up. They were cruising, really. They were at home. And what? They're not a good side. They just sat back, let us have the ball, and then try and break on us. And they were succeeding with it. They could have been 3-4-0 up at one point. We lack so many things. One, we lack ability, which is shocking to say because this side is filled with ability. But no one can string a pass together. Now, I'm not going to exaggerate when I say this, but I think we are probably the best team in the league at giving possession away to the other side. We just get it and then boom, let's kick it long. Boom, boom, oh wow, they're running at our back line again. Well, no wonder. We just keep kicking it to them. We get the ball, lose it, and then they're running at our back line again. And we wonder why we're conceding so many goals this season. We do not keep the ball. We are dreadful at keeping the ball. We've got no leaders in the side. When Milner and Henderson come on, you can slightly see the leadership group starting to take over. You can hear noise. You can see them telling people where to go. But to be honest, when they are on, the ability is dropping loads this season because they've been both very poor. But when they're off, it really shows. Like, I think we could go back to COVID games, mute the crowd, mute the commentary team. It would be like a graveyard out there. No one says a word to anyone. We got centre halves who, to be honest, one's a fell bodybuilder and the other one's a giraffe with ice skates on at the minute. They have not got a clue what they are doing. I've never been so desperate for Van Dijk to come back from injury. Now, granted, he was poor in this side when he was playing anyway, but we are lacking a leader. We're lacking just some composure at the back. Once he's in, I don't think we'll improve, but it can't get any worse than it's getting now, because the centre-back pairing, whoever we're playing, has been poor all year round. And that, for me, is the worst I've seen all season. At the back, I think the fullbacks lack energy. They used to be flying, they used to be high, they used to be whipping crosses in all the time. They look like they struggled to get up and down now. I don't know if that's got to do with getting so far last season, trying to go for a quadruple, but we look shot to pieces. The midfield, we used to dominate the midfield every single game. Now we make every team we play look like prime Barcelona. They just bop it about. No one's tight. No one's close. The energy is poor. People saying get Jude Bellingham for a transfer window. Yes, that'll help. But like Chelsea have shown, spending 600 billion is not going to change it overnight like that. There is serious work that needs to be done to this side. And I'm putting all that pressure on Klopp. Klopp's still in, but something needs to change. The front three, we used to have the best trio in English football. Salah, Bobby, Sadio. We used to tear defences apart. People used to be scared of us. That is the greatest front three in Premier League history. Now they look like strangers. Granted, the front two are new to the side, but I'm going to put wanted signs out for Salah. Where is he? I have not seen him since the Champions League final. He has been missing for months. Like, what does he do? If you took him off, you go, oh, that's not good. Like, Salah's going to get annoyed for that. For what? For like jogging about for about 20 minutes. Not really keeping the ball. Not really having a shot on target. He has been a shell of a man ever since we paid him that big contract. Now, I'm not putting it down to the money because I think the whole team have been poor. But for the star man, a man that gets 20 goals plus every season, I'll be shocked if he's had 20 shots since the World Cup has come back. Another thing we need to talk about is throw-ins. We have a man in our club who is a specialist at throw-ins, and yet we look dreadful at them. Trent, either one, doesn't know how to throw, but two, I'm putting the blame on the movement. We don't look like we want the ball. We look scared to receive the ball. Like no one's moving for him, and then the amount of times we'd throw it and they'd break on us, and then when they get a throw in, no one's even close. We'd be standing there, their man would come from behind, they wouldn't track. To be honest, he could probably get the ball down and turn and run at our back line. It's been that easy. It's just poor. I'm getting bored of watching these games that they're not even enjoyable to watch. It's concerning. We will be lucky if we get the top 10 this season. The top four's gone. The four there flying at the minute. To get top 10, we need to be better than Brentford, Brighton, Fulham, and we're nowhere near that. We are nowhere near that. What concerns me as well is we've got to play Everton. If they turn up like they did against Arsenal today, and we turn up like that, they are going to embarrass us. The difference is Sean Dyche has got a plan. They know what they're doing, and they're going to work hard. We have not got one of those three things. We don't know what we're doing, we've got no plan, and we don't work hard. Today was actually the most I've seen us run in a while, and it was running without any purpose. It was a pointless press. We were just like going one-man pressing all the time, and it's so easy to play around us. We make every team look so good against us. There's no plan, they look like headless chickens, and I'm concerned not just for now, but for the future, because it will affect if we play in Europe. I don't want that Europa League, and I especially don't want that bloody Conference League. That is a pointless piece of football tournament. Okay, scrap that. I'd rather not play. But I don't want to be involved in that. But you don't want to be so far down the league now that it gets embarrassing. You're not going to be able to sign the people like Jude Bellingham. Why would you want to join a side who finish in like bottom half of the league? Granted, you think, things could turn around. There is serious damage in this club at the minute, and it needs to change. And I can look at positives. I can see, like, it's not going to be bad forever, and we've had our time. But it does not do a 180 like this. Man City, even when we won the league, they were never that far off. And people say, they just recruit like the money. Our recruitment's really good. Granted, we've missing a few players. I think when Diaz comes in, it'll make a big difference, because I think we lack that real pace like running at people. I think he's a proper game changer. But it's so much pressure for him or Jota or Bobby just to come back into the side and change things. There is so much damage, needs to change, and Klopp needs to sort it out, because I'm not going to Merseyside derby and getting slapped up by them. And put your hands together and pray when we take on Real Madrid, because they've done us twice when we're at our best. So this could get embarrassing over two legs. I'd like to know what you think in the comments. I did look at the last ones. To be fair to you lot, I feel like I'm repeating myself now, because it's the same old rubbish every time we play at the minute. So you lot will probably be saying the same things. If you're not, or even if you're not a Liverpool fan, subscribe, because I'm sure you'll get a kick out of the reaction video that'll be coming out. Let's just pray that somehow this turns around, because it is getting embarrassing and something needs to change.